everyone. Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with me, Blonde Intelligence, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we have a very special guest from here in Pine Bluff. We have the rap duo group MCE. Say hello to everyone.
Peace, peace. What's going on, y'all?
Peace, what's
Glad
going
to
on?
be
People,
here.
good folks.
But what we're going to do is we're going to start out. We'll let each one of you introduce yourself and tell how, I guess, y'all formulated the group. And you can choose whichever one of y'all want to go first.
I can go. I'm Sid Adams, Cedric Adams. So I'm using my real name, as far as the rap name goes. But I'm originally from Chicago, and I've been in like Pine Bluff, Arkansas for like 20 years. And I met I met my brother over Femi from doing beats. So I was getting beats from him, and we just collabed in that kind of way. So later on, my brother-in-law who sings, he just started adding them on songs, and it just became, in a short story, it just became MCE that way, you know, because we all had the same type of ideas that we want to put out as far as artistic wise and, what we want to talk about.
Okay.
I go by the name Obufemi. I've been using this name since about 2007, 2008. I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, born and raised. Um, and I mean, music is a passion of mine, from a child. So, like the brother said, we kind of met through the music. You know what I'm saying? I made beats more than I was actually recording music. So he bought a beat from me, and we kind of hooked up. From there, and we brothers to this day.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh
shout out
man,
to E,
forever.
the other brother, Paul. E name used to be Mac. Him come from C is that said,
Yeah,
and E is Eshmalek. So
yeah. He's a
that's
he's the singer that meshes the rhyme phrases together.
So Eshmalet is the E
And
in ECM.
in MCE.
MC.
MCE. Hmm.
Okay. So how long have y'all actually been a group?
A group. We 20 2010, something like that.
Okay.
All three of
So
us about 2010.
what
Yeah.
brought you to Pine Bluff? And you said y'all hooked up with music, so I'm gonna assume that you probably was in the band.
No, I wasn't. I was in the bed. You talking about me, right?
Yeah.
No, no. I came to Pine Bluff from Chicago, like with family. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
my immediate family, like mother and brother and sister. So I had done some recording with other people, and a guy we both know, Sherrod Grip Cannon. He from Pine Bluff, and he gets down to rapping. You know, told me, man, my brother got some beats, and so I was like, I need some beats, so let me,
Okay.
check him out, and that's when I met my other brother, and man, we've been like tight since, man, because yeah, he came with it on those beats,
I
you
think we
know.
started on that like maybe 2008, 2009, and we
Knowledge
really
Yourself, Volume One.
yeah. So that dropped like 2010. So we've been at this with MCE for 11 years now. So
Yeah, and like he said, we wear a lot of hats. I mean, like I said, fathers, husbands, artists, creators, all those things, rolling in one.
Okay. So what made y'all want to stay in the Pine Bluff? And although Pine Bluff is really known for music, Arkansas is not known for music. So what was your motivation to keep it here?
um, I would say that like I said, I started doing music here. I started writing in '97. I started writing rap. That's like when I graduated high school. So I went to the military. Came back home in '99. Like about 2000, I started making beats. So um, the I've seen the hip hop and rap scene change over the past 20 years here as far as representation. Definitely, I think that Pine Bluff and artists from Pine Bluff in this area definitely have a message, a voice. So we have a very unique experience, I think, that we bring to the table. Like you said, Pine Bluff may be known for music, but Arkansas ain't it. So, but Pine Bluff is a chocolate city, so a lot of soul come up out of here. So we part of that. So
Yeah,
that's
and then
where I come from.
yeah, and I look at as well that with me, what made me want to keep doing it here is that I met, like I said, this brother and plenty other brothers, and like Funky Foot, who you just mentioned. We're doing a project now that he's on. The like mindedness, what I'm saying, like when you meet people that's doing what you're doing, you want to continue that line, you want to keep doing that.
Okay. So tell me, what is it that each one of you love about hip hop? You've been doing it for so long, and I know that you are the artist and you do the beats, and that's how it started out. What has made you continue to put the effort in the way you have?
You want to go ahead and
So
take
beat
that?
making,
Oh yeah, bro.
you want me to take it?
Take-
I mean, it's like a hunger in rhyming. Like if I could put it like this, if I never made any money doing it, I would do it.
But you want to
That's
make
what I
money.
know about. But
But
you
you
want
want,
to. But I'm,
yeah.
I'm just I'm just giving you my example of it. But it's just knowing that as I get older, what I'm doing and saying changes as well, along with the dynamics. Like I don't talk the way I used to talk, when I was 20 compared to I'm 42. So it's a it's a big difference there, and that's what keeps me going. I just listen to all the stuff that I said and done, and you know, and see how I've grown with it. And
Okay.
that's a dynamic that changes in music all the time.
So tell me this then. I always tell artists when they send me songs, because I'm also a tastemaker, and when they
Mm.
send me music, I would hear like some vulgar things and profanity and all those types of things, and I was like, what you're telling me is your music is not ready for mainstream radio because you don't hear cursing in mainstream radio. So throughout the year, what are your views on clean lyrics versus original lyrics?
Um. I mean, my thought process about it. I mean, artists artists are supposed to be free to creatively come up with whatever they come up with. You know what I'm saying? But the industry and artists, up and coming artists, look at the industry and ways that the things are moving, and people kind of move how the money go. Um, so what we do with our music is, I think that our music, I look at it as like a tool. You know what I'm saying? More so than this is just something to pass the time away while we ride. And like the content of what we put in our music is probably the most important thing. Um, I mean, we want you to be able to bob your head and groove to it, of course, but
Yeah.
and like we doing music for a purpose, not not solely making money. Like, of course we want to make money. Of course we want to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the total motivation of why we do what we do. So as far
Yeah.
as like cursing or vulgarity, I'm like, I think that sometimes artists try to overcompensate because they lack skill. So they add all this extra cursing and talk about some of the same circle of topics because that's what's
I
popular.
want you to elaborate on that.
Mhm.
What you mean lack skills? What would you consider red flag or signs that an artist lacks skills?
Um, so I first heard hip hop in '86. That's when Power 92 started in Arkansas. Prior to that, like, wasn't no hip hop or rap being played in the state. So, you know, hearing Kurt Lowe and Run DMC and, hearing that and into the late '80s when the punk
Yeah.
rap started and X-Clan and Public Enemy. So I'm hearing different types of rap music, and the substance of the music seemed like it started to be missing. So when I say lack skills, I'm saying if you've limited yourself to a certain amount of vocabulary, you lack some skill. All right.
It comes with vocabulary. You're right. Hey, look, I also look at it too that I think mainstream thinks the audience have a certain type of intelligence, and that's what they hit us with some of this stuff. They think, just listen to certain songs. I'm like, oh, really? Like, people smarter than that. People more intellectual than that. Vocabulary is span larger than that. So I know you're trying to hit a target audience. But it just goes to say, if you hear a song for so long, I don't care who you are, you're gonna get to sing that song.
Like that. So what do you think about the process that it took during COVID to get your music out to where it needed to get?
I think that today, I mean, there's so many different platforms to use to get out music today. With the internet, and you got all types of different types of social media, on streaming platforms, and like that. So, I mean, I do think there's a place for radio. Radio is
I
still
don't I don't mean I don't mean the traditional ways, such as if you have Clubhouse. There are music executives who have rooms in Clubhouse where they actually just have like an open night where independent artists can submit their music to them, and if they're looking to sign people, looking for A&Rs or whatever, they're all right there in the. So that was something that was created during COVID. That's why I was asking you, what do you think about the submission process to get your music out to where it needs to get since COVID? I mean, have you even utilized Clubhouse or other apps like that that has been created since COVID?
Yeah, we've I think we've used a number of different platforms to try to get our music out, um, in different regions, different platforms and things like this. So I think just the creativity of the artist to explore those different avenues is a
Yeah.
very interesting time as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, the only option ain't just to walk through the door of the record executive office and say, "Hey, please go listen to my tape." Like, there's so many other ways now. So I think that's a wonderful thing for artists today.
As artists, you're always a full-time artist. But between both of y'all were individually in life, has there been points where you've been grinding so hard that the music was first, and then there's other points where life was first? So out of your whole career, how much do you think that it has been where music has been the most important?
I would say probably early on, like for me, I think music is always a priority there. But like I said, we wear so many hats. There's other things that come along with that. You know, like right now we're using the music as well as like we're doing like the GSC community garden. So that's another thing that takes on. What I'm saying, like that's another part of what we do that collabs with our music as well. So the music's always the forefront. It just expands to other things that expands back into the music.
Okay.
It's like a reflection on each other, really.
Okay.
I would say I would agree with him early on. Like, hey, I got 5 children now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm in the boat too.
I can spend all my time making beats, and you know what I'm saying, right? Like, us coming together, just being there for hours and hours in the studio and stuff like that. Like, we have more
Yeah.
time to put into it during that time. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, we got families. We're in the process of opening an independent school here in Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
Like I said, we we do a lot of stuff in the community. So artistry and we're artists. Like, I mean, visual art, graphic art, drawing, cartooning, animation. Like,
Well, I hope that y'all like in on that new project at the library then, because the library have applications. They're actually looking for artists because they want people to do murals and different things like that. So check out the library here in Pine Bluff.
Oh
And
yeah, we
oh,
most definitely need to.
I don't know if some artists that I have talked to before. Sometimes money is an issue. Another thing that is also here in Pine Bluff at the new library is they have a studio there where artists can go into the library and record for free.
right, right, right.
With y'all being part of the community, what type of live events do you do with the community?
Also, the last event that we had was at our community garden, GSC Community Gardens on East 13th and Alabama Street. We had a benefit show called Jazz in the Garden. So there were some other artists that performed, and then we performed with the collective group of artists in Pine Bluff called Changing the Narrative. It's an initiative we
Hmm.
started last year, so it's about 20 local artists in the city that's contributed to this project, and so we
Yeah.
did last month here in the city.
Tell me a little bit about changing the narrative.
So during the whole George Floyd thing was going on, I mean it's been a thousands of George Floyds, to be honest. But last year there was a sister in Little Rock that I'm connected with, Dawn Jeffrey. She's an activist. She put a call out on social media about Little Rock artists coming together to kind of speak to the issues and stuff like that. I was like, well, if Little Rock can do it, I know we can do it in Pine
We
Bluff.
can do it. Yeah.
We've done it in Pine Bluff. Like Little Rock didn't do there. You know what I'm saying? So I just took the idea and shot it to different artists in the city, and a lot of brothers and a lot of people said, yeah, I'm with it. And we
Yeah.
had Mint beats, Funky Foot submitted beats, Manny G. I did some beats, and artists just we started getting them recorded. So we started working on that back in June of last year, and we kind of finalizing the project right now. It's a lot of people involved, so it's a
Yeah.
lot of got to do.
But it's
So
it's it's turned out to be a dope project though. So
we just released a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe. Maybe
yeah.
not even that long. Called All In. So it's like 12 artists on this song. Shot in Pine Bluff. So it's a great project.
Okay. All local artists.
Yeah, most of them all reside here. Like some of them may not be born here, but most everybody here in Pine Bluff. So
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me y'all process that you use to create. Do you hear the beat first, or do you write the lyrics first? So how do y'all come together to actually all these different artists to come together with all these different concepts to make one project?
For the change in narrative, it's the beats. Like we started out, we got a number of beats, put them together, put them in a thread, send them to Gmails, everything, and let everybody hear them. Ask who want to get on what. You know, that's how we did to change the narrative
Okay.
but
as far as the beat process and beat picking go.
can I back up just a little bit?
Sure.
Mhm.
For what said. So initially we had for the change in the narrative project, we had a meeting and kind of discuss the
Yeah.
subject matter and the theme of this project. So we wanted to speak to certain stuff. And
Hmm.
then we got beats in, you know what I'm saying, the people just started doing it. As far as like MCE projects, that creative process it kind of differs. Like Sid might hear a beat
Yes.
and write to it like, yo, I this. I'm like, okay, let me
Yeah.
check it out. If I'm feeling it, I'll write to it. If not, it might be a solo song for him. So
Yeah. it's kind of easy when you work with somebody with so long, you know how something go, But
oh,
Yeah.
we
I don't know.
so you know what I'm saying? Like there are certain beats is just straight hip hop. We like, oh yeah, we finna
Yeah.
yeah, we finna do this one. So
Yeah. As an individual, I may write to something, I may not. I may hear something in my head and write to it and find a beat for it later.
So, what would you describe your style as?
Ooh, never. I never
I,
thought of it, man.
I would say our sound is revolutionary. Like, I mean, plain and simple. Like, our what we do with our music, it ain't really mainstream. Like,
Nah.
you're not, you ain't gonna hear artists. You ain't gonna hear our music on the radio or artists like us on the radio. Like, they ain't playing this on your average everyday radio station because of what we talk about.
Okay.
And you know that I look at that like I've done. I would say secular hip hop or rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've made industry type songs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've done that too. But like I said, I try to use my music as a tool. Like, I'm trying to reach some people's mind to
Yeah.
help awake stuff in them. You know what I'm saying? So I think we kind of heavy on the scale of certain subject matter. So we trying to balance out the other side of the scale. That's what I do. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me, do you actually that there is an age limit on hip hop as an artist?
There who?
An
age
age
limit.
limit
Oh, age
on
limit?
as an artist?
Nah, it's not a. If you got something you talking about and you got a message you got to relay, that's not an age limit on that.
I'm just wondering because they said that hip hop is the only genre of music that has an age limit. You can enter into country music, you can enter into um, rock and roll, you can do anything, but they feel like I hear some people say that hip hop is the only genre that has an age.
I,
I think
I
that has something to do with mainstream though. Like
yeah.
what you seeing on TV. Like every decade is changing. I think mainstream has made that narrative. You can't say a Rakim, you know, ain't valuable in today's hip hop. So to me, there's no age limit. Now, if you trying to go by what the mainstream trying to push you, then yeah, you would say that. But no, I don't think so.
I, I think hip hop is an innovative and ever growing creation. Like, it's not supposed to remain stagnant. So there is going to be new developments in artistry, subject matter, styles of beats, all of those things. I think it's a place for all of it. But I think one of the main reasons why people try to say it's an age limit in hip hop is because we dominate this genre of music. So it's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cats that's 8, 9, 10 years old that's rapping already. You know what I'm saying? So it's always something up
Hmm.
and coming. Like, but you don't really hear about the 8 or 9 year old that's playing blues. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to push him to say, "Hey, BB King, get out the way. We want to hear the 9 year old rap." You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
don't of the genre. So it's kind of like making way for the next. It's like an assembly line almost. You know what I'm saying? So you get your run on the assembly line, but it's another model coming behind you. So you only got so much to run in this industry before they try to replace you with the latest model. You know what I'm
The
saying?
mainstream monster, man.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? We like that fresh sliced cucumber. You hear that pop. You know what I'm saying? That pop. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I thank y'all for
Yeah.
coming. I want you to give everybody your
Oh
social
yeah.
media handles, how they can follow you, any new projects you got coming out, any last word, advice, encouragement, anything that you will want to say. I'm handing it over to you.
Well, Instagram, man, you can put in at said Adams or at nine with the nine Obafemi
Okay.
and at Israel Lake Malakia on Instagram. You can hit us with that. I'll let them do the Facebook handles.
Hey, I mean, you can find MCE on all major platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on TikTok. 9Obafemi. Also MCE RBG. That's on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We on all of
Yeah.
them.
And we also do like a show, well, kind of like an interviewing type deal, and we do it ourselves called Soul Speaks Forum.
Yeah.
You know, you can find that also on Instagram, the hashtag Soul Speaks Forum, and you can see some of the things that we done. You know,
I sure will. I will check you
So
oh
yeah,
really?
everywhere.
for your platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, well, thank
I,
you. Thank you.
Can I just say this? Like, so I've been using the hashtag uh, Pine Bluff Hip Hop, and I googled it, and the show you did with Cody popped up. So that's how I found you. You know what I'm saying? And
That
so
was a show too.
yeah, you know
oh,
what I'm
was
saying.
it? Was it okay?
I run the page Pine Bluff Hip Hop, so I had checked the inbox and saw a message from you. I said, "Wow, I ain't seen this message." Let me reply to her, just see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that happened. So I'm glad I did reach out to you, and we was able
Oh
to
yeah.
come together.
Well, y'all heard them. You can find them on all streaming platforms. And they have a new project coming out. We will talk about that more. Don't forget you can find the blog on blonde-intelligence.com. You can find the show on YouTube, IGTV, Facebook video, and LinkedIn video. Podcast on all podcasting platforms. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, and comment. Bye.